This really looks familiar, doesn't it? What's going on, people? I'm Alex Thorn, and I'm a rock and roll musician who just likes to relax, watch some movies in his spare time. And ever since making this channel, you guys have driven me to actually go out and watch newer movies, or else I'd be watching Seinfeld and King of the Hill every single night. Thank you for all of your overwhelming responses to Jeepers Creepers Reborn review, which I'll put right up there. And that's brought me all the way to this review of Smile, a 2022 film by Paramount Pictures that is like a horror thriller. And this film, honestly, the reason I wanted to see it is because it reminded me so much of another film. The premise that I saw, at least in the trailer, it really reminded me of Truth or Dare, where there was this demon who, I don't remember the whole thing, but this demon would transfer from person to person to person. You had to play Truth or Dare, and it would have that smiling face, and it was like really super CGI smiling face. And this movie, I was like, oh, they're taking that concept and they're spinning it or doing something. No, not really. So we're instantly introduced to Laura, who is played by Caitlin Stasey. She's a therapist, and she's taking care of mental patients in a mental institution, what it seems like. And she's like a scared puppy. There's a really good scene between the two where she's explaining basically what is going to be the next, hour and a half of this movie. I like their interaction with each other, the patient and Laura. It seems very organic. I can buy into it. She's very over the top, exaggerated. Of course, as Laura is trying to calm her down, she sees the demon, and she's the only one that can see it. I guess that's one of the things I do like about this movie, is that you really can't see it until the end. And the whole point of this demon is to commit suicide in such a traumatizing way that it affects the person who sees it, the witness, and then that keeps going on throughout the whole entire film. Well, as things go on, we're introduced to Laura's fiance. This guy, whoever's playing her fiance in this movie, it is as if they have zero chemistry together. And he comes off like a dick right away, like not trying to be a dick. He just comes across as a dick. There's some great shots that can make you scared in the movie. There are some psychological things that'll, make you jump. But then there's also a little bit too much of jump scares in this movie, I think. It really goes for the, it's coming, but it comes so, it sounds terrible, but when it happens, it's so loud that it's just like, I knew that was coming, but damn, okay, really, that's really loud. And by the way, the theater that I was at was extremely loud. And then we also get introduced to her sister and her sister's husband, who both of them are people that are extremely agitating. They're the ones that you stand there and watch them from a distance, and you're just like, why is this person always talking? Why won't they ever shut up? We get our first glimpse at what the patient earlier was talking about, how this demon can appear and make you think what you're seeing is real. We've seen this before, right? Hundreds of thousands of horror movies, we've seen this before. The way this movie did it was pretty cool. So when her alarm goes off at home, she gets a call from the security. When she picks it up, they ask all the standard questions, but then they refer to her like, are you alone? You are alone. Did you leave that back door open? Is somebody there? Somebody is there. Turn around. And the coolest thing about that scene that stuck out to me that I can talk about right now is the fact that she goes to turn around and the phone rings again. She never had the phone in her hand in the first place. So that kind of sets the tone for what, messing with the audience as you go forward. Are you seeing something that she's only seeing, or are you seeing something that actually happens? And as this movie goes on, honestly, there is some really freaky, cool scenes that happen. But I couldn't help but think midway through the movie, I've only seen one death. Am I going to see any more? As opposed to Barbarian, which was an absolute masterpiece of a film. That movie managed to grab you, build you up, let you down, and then grab you again really strongly. This movie almost starts to like climb up a little bit, and then it never truly like takes you on this roller coaster up and drops you. You just kind of hit little bumps. And unfortunately, all the way till you get to the end of the movie, that's what it is. It's just little bumps. And even when you experience that end, you feel like maybe the roller coaster just went a little bit faster. You know, your experience just got a little bit faster, but it's never, you know. The one thing I can say too about the demon, once it's revealed, I won't ruin it for you. But once the demon is revealed, I don't feel like it was something I've never seen before. In fact, it's pretty much standard fare for horror movies of the last 10 years or so. So for me, that was really disappointing too. The smile that you see in the poster is not the over-exaggerated, disturbing smile you see in the movie. The smiles in the movies are pretty much, you know, just an over-exaggerated person smiling, but it's not disturbing. And it's just like, oh, I wanted more. I expected more out of this. I really did. So at the end of the day, I think this is a fun stream. I wouldn't pay again to see this. If I knew this was what it was going to be, I wouldn't pay for it. For me, since on this channel, we rate things via the bandana system.
So I'm actually editing the video right now. And initially I was going to give this movie a 1 bandana out of 5. But I think that's being too harsh. It did have good acting from the main character and the boyfriend. It did also present some really good jump scares at times. There was too many of them. And then it also had some good ideas of whether, you know, to trick the audience a few times. Would I watch it again? No. But instead of 1 bandana out of 5, I'm going to give it 2 bandanas out of 5.
I really don't. And it doesn't bring anything new to the table. It does well in execution of tricking the viewer of is what you're seeing real or is what you're seeing a part of her imagination. It does that well. But I think that's the only thing it does well, because from the demon to the premise to the execution of the overall movie, and there's just like kind of little bumps all along the way. I don't know. It's not something I would want to watch again. I'd actually rather go back and watch Truth or Dare. All right. With that being said, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. You guys are, you know, just making me feel great with all of your comments on the Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I'm going to keep this ball rolling. And actually right now, it's kind of late night, so I'm going to go ahead and start recording some guitars and adding some bass parts to the latest song that I'm making. All right, all the links are down below. You know what to do. Rock out and watch some movies.